circling, and it's connected to what you're saying. And you said it well, positioning ourselves to believe the lie. And everyone is talking about what you're talking about, these dispelling the myths. It's like limiting beliefs is the language that everybody's working on.
Right.
And that's what I said earlier. I'm like, I don't like this language because to me, a limiting belief is a half truth. A half truth is always a lie. And a lie is always from the liar himself, which is the enemy. And therefore, we're allowing the enemy to dictate all of our actions rather than it be premised on truth. And I think that the limiting beliefs ultimately, here's the hanger that I processed with the Lord biblically, scripturally, in prayer, worship, all the things, is that limiting belief is actually rooted in sin. A limiting belief is actually rooted in sin.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, let's go there, Lord. Tell me more, right? And so let's say the limiting belief is how I look, which is what you said. It's actually rooted in pride. Right?
100%.
Sound, it's rooted in pride. What am I going to have to say? Probably the same thing, probably pride. Now we could go to look, and maybe because you think somebody else looks better than you, rooted in envy.
Yes.
Right? It could be look rooted on weight, right? And so the sin is actually just gluttony, but you're saying, I don't like the way I look. And so this has been like, probably like 8 months simmering in my soul. I've said it out loud twice. So this is number 3, first time on the podcast. And I'm thinking it needs to be in my next book. But I'd love to hear your thought as you're processing it live with me.
I think you're 100% spot on. The word that, because I teach this.
Yeah.
But I've never said it that way.
Sure.
Because to me, the root of all evil on social media is ego.
Yeah, that's good. That's
right?
Good.
Because when I tell somebody, so to give a little nugget inside of this, like if you always want to have content, you need to come from one of 2 questions. One, what do I get asked the most about blank? And then fill in the blank with your industry. Number 2 is what am I surprised that people don't already know?
Yeah.
So if you're having conversations and somebody's like, oh, wait, Tamara, what? You just said that word, but like, what does that mean? Yeah. Your brain should start going, ooh, I need to go create a video about that.
Good.
Because if they don't understand it, there's another person that doesn't understand it. So if we operate from those 2 questions, we should never run out of things to talk about on the internet.
Yep.
But ego. And so ego disguises itself in humility.
Yeah.
Ego can disguise itself in I'm too busy. I don't have enough time. But our brains are wired to protect us.
Woo.
Right? So what I watch happen is I'll say, oh, you need to do a video about that. And your brain says, but that's not cool and sexy. Like that's not going to pop off and go viral. Right. That's not. So you won't do that video because your ego wouldn't let you. When, if we were truly doing it out of a desire to help and serve people.
Yeah.
I mean, I have videos. You probably have video. I have videos that have 4 views.
Yeah.
And when I post that video, my thought was, this is fire. This is going to be insane. And 4 views later, I'm like, okay, never mind. That may, okay. Thanks for the humbling. That's what I needed.
It's so true.
And so we have no idea.
Yeah.
And so I really do. I think there's so much truth to the way that you unpacked it from the spiritual side.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, when I'm just teaching business people, like to just say ego is keeping you from showing up.
Yeah.
It's easy to go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then you and I know that then why is ego there?
Right.
And that's a much deeper conversation about identity and knowing what truth is available to you that defines who you are. But I even think that what you just said plays out in like when I know I need to be doing a video for somebody.
Yep.
But my mind says, bro, you just got in a fight with your wife.
Yeah.
And now you're going to show up like you're good enough
Yeah.
and people should listen to you. Like, she's still crying in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And
Good.
and so I think there's so many ways that sin can reveal itself,
Yeah.
and then shackle us
Mm-hmm.
to keep us from showing up to
Yeah.
serve people.